Hello everybody, just about ready to get started. Welcome Tron, welcome Calvisha, welcome Chris, welcome Chaosmania. Let's chat. So if you had asked me Monday to Thursday what game we would be playing right now, my answer would have been Radiant Historia. If you would have asked me after the Thursday stream what game we would have played, it still would have been Radiant Historia. But coming into Friday, there needs to be a big update for X Armor. So I'm gonna go ahead and test some balance changes today. We'll resume our normal stuff with Radiant Historia. It's not canceled forever. It's delayed. So I guess we'll see if everything is working. I tested a little bit before the stream. It's very quote-unquote spur of the moment. Let me see. I could get this to show what I needed to show. Oh, not that. That's what I'm looking for. I'm gonna scroll up. So while this particular file is heavily formatted, I have not touched the landing file for the new / anything related to Mayhem. So if you were to go to the GitHub repository today, hello Shaky, hope you're doing well. I wrote literally nothing different from what was there, aside from I think the intent of the build from the old Chaos / SotN Tools 1.08 version. I think they're in like almost 1.3 comparatively now. It's been a while. I haven't been paying attention to their versions, but we've been separate for a very long time. So for the first time since literally the start of the project, I updated that landing page. So I'm just showing you a little bit of behind the scenes. Hello Murphy, hope you're doing well. I wanted to just draw attention to the fact that I'm adding in very gradually a little bit about the mechanics, a little bit about the sub-weapons, like the cost of the weapons, a little bit about the passive armors that give effects. I also wanted to dedicate a whole section to the controls, so I definitely want feedback from people that play it in particular, or for people casually looking at it, if from a standpoint, if the controls kind of make sense. Now, this particular file has a lot of break lines, because as I've learned recently, GitHub does not respect your break line from Notepad. So I will take that knowledge and try to have cleaner patch notes in the future based off of this. But anyway, I essentially just wanted to break it down into what to expect, including some, basic things on the elements, very short descriptions on what they do. I don't know how in detail I'm going to go with the final section. Like, just to give you an idea, I just copied the latest, or at least I assume it's the latest. I actually have to double check a couple things here. Damage formulas for like your melee weapon and stuff like that. So for the people that are curious, I'm exposing it, because I do that already in the patch notes. I tried to give it more of a friendly user text to things like the mechanics, the basic description, and the controls. But for the people looking for the technical, I'm just going to go back to the patch note format and things of that nature. So hopefully people can kind of use this as like a cheat sheet if they want to race it, or if they just were curious about what changes there were, including just like things like most people would say like, oh, X is jump. Like, that's not really something you should put. But in X Armor, it's double jump by default, which is not a standard usually in Castlevania games to start with the double jump. So I just feel like there's things that could be gleaned for first-time players that may or may not follow the testing that we're going through, because I'm sure I'm going to miss talking about what buttons I'm using, because it's been a little while and I'm rusty. But I just want you to know, it should be on the landing page for the repository. That's change number 1, is capturing that information. I'm going to switch tabs. We're going to talk about... I confused the issue. I'll move my experimental stuff off stream. Left screen. And that is a lot of quality of life changes. So, where to begin? The general goal of this patch is to remove jank. Like, there's a lot of jank in X Armor. Some of it I know how to fix. and I've started a majority of it. Some of it I don't know how to fix, so I've asked people to look into it to assist, because I'm not the best at looking at it and understanding some of the source values. It's kind of like one of those things where if I know where it is, I would know what to do to change it for the most part, but I just don't know where it is. So we'll see if anything comes out of it across like the next couple of months or so. But for now, I just isolated changes to momentum mostly, and making sure that spells were a little less kludgy. So to give a couple of examples, I noticed for quite a few patches that whenever you jump between screens, in particular that jump from Alchemy Lab, where you go potentially up those zigzag stairs, up a floor, and then to the left, where you then climb and potentially pass the axe armor, that transition was eating the jump, and for a while I didn't understand it. And then coming into it from a fresh mindset, having not played the game in like 3 months, or looked at the code in about 3 months, I figured out what the issue was. So it should just maintain your jump now between screens. I needed to add some additional checks. One additional thing in regards to that is I also wanted to make sure that the same change I did to not consider it as like a player controlled moment is that I'm expanding it so it also doesn't cost you MP or things like that. So if you gravity jump into it, or you fly, or you're face planning, it should no longer eat MP. This actually ends up saving a lot of MP throughout the run, and that's why I want to retest it with those kinds of changes. Whether or not I need to nerf things more or leave it as is. One thing I did tentatively is I noticed, I don't know if it wasn't the last patch that I was testing, it wasn't 1.14, but maybe in 1.13, I had accidentally commented out the MP cost for flight. And retesting it, I see why I commented it out, because it seemed a little aggressive. So I brought it back, but I scaled it down. So we'll see how I feel about that in terms of the overall MP cost. As I said before, it now technically costs less per room to do the same thing, even though I didn't adjust the faceplant cost, because normally if you're playing your Castlevania games and you're wing smashing between hallways and you get that screen transition, that would have normally eaten about 4 or 5 MP minimum, depending on the load. Some of the longer loads, as much as like 10 MP per screen transition, and that's been removed. So suddenly, you're not really running as low at the same level over a very long period of time, to the point where you could potentially be flying another literally 30-40 seconds comparatively, which is kind of big in this kind of run, given how fast it goes. So that's where I'm going to see if this partial restoration of the speed boost balances things out a bit more. So I think I covered a majority of these things. One other thing I observed as part of God 666 child testing is that elevator was not fully patched. And what I mean by that is, for some reason, the clock room elevators, and a couple elevators in the game, can be activated even though you're in another form. Not all of them, like the outer wall doesn't work like that. So when you go to activate it to go from the final room, the final reverse clock room, into the shaft fight, that elevator was like all sorts of jank. So like originally you could like clip a pixel of it while moving, and it would lock your movement, you would fall straight down, and you couldn't move. And for the most part, that was fixed. But it was observed that if you face planted from the save room, which was not originally possible before the speed boost, that you would actually never set the flag to allow movement in those scenarios. So because you never touch the floor or change states from the faceplant, it's possible to get the perfect angle flying out of the save room, activate the elevator, but not land on the elevator, and that'll lock you. So I have now dealt with that completely. This should no longer happen. It should not matter if you're face planning. Also, I didn't do a safeguard on the reverse elevator at the top portion of the elevator. If you attack through it, like, it's possible to actually activate it while attacking. I don't know why. Blame SotN on that one. I don't get why you can be mid-attack animation and activate that. It's not how some of the other elevators work, but you know, SotN is SotN. So anyway, that was just an observed thing in testing that I got rid of. One additional thing is, if you happen to unpause the game, or if you're in the librarian menu, it should no longer use spells while you're in it, which is good. So we're gonna test that a little bit. What's also really weird is apparently the first time you talk to the librarian behaves differently compared to the other times you talk to the librarian. So when I had done testing to restrict it over the past couple of days, I had fixed it for one, but not the other. So I need to retest talking to the librarian for the first time. Because again, it behaves differently. Why does it behave differently? I don't know. Listen, chat, I don't know why they don't consistently program it. I don't know why he doesn't enter the right state sometimes. Question mark. For those that are very curious from a technical sense, it puts you in state 50 for the menu. Apparently that's the librarian menu. Normally axe armor is 40, 41, 42, 43. And weird things happen, chat, when you get put in state 50. So it's fine. It should be good now. Now, one additional thing is the thing that had been bothering me for a while, and I couldn't figure out the best way to change it, is kicky feet. For the longest period of time, I could not get kicky feet to do what I wanted to do, because normally, for things like weapon damage, there's a certain bite/bit, I forget how big it is, where you can set it, and what it does is it determines how frequently your attack will check for damage on the same target, essentially, is the best way to describe it. So there was nothing like that for contact damage, so I was kind of stuck between two choices of, do I just have really high damage, and it works great if you're moving fast, but moving slow makes it broken, or do I have it tick slower, so that the slow movement is not broken, but the high speed stuff may or may not hit because it's not frequent enough. Because I'd found a workaround where I literally turned it on or off, as opposed to checking to see the last time it struck a target versus their iframes, etc., etc. So I changed it, so now it's more speed dependent, and it's semi-state dependent, so it's a bit more complicated, but overall what it's looking to do is, if you're moving fast, the damage will scale up, and the ticks will scale up. If you're moving slow, the damage is lower, and it ticks slower. So it took me a little while to figure out what things I should be checking. It's probably not perfect, but I think this is going to bring up the utility of Gas Cloud. It shouldn't just, like, whiff enemies like it's been doing the past couple of patches. So for me, that's a big improvement. I have a bigger reason to go for this now, since it's a lot more consistent. Originally, we had buffed Gas Cloud as kind of like an interim in order to give things like power to the mist abilities like the conversions, but now its own ability is about where I originally envisioned it, but couldn't quite get it there. So I think that covers almost everything. Oh, I guess one more thing. When you stand still, I realized that it wasn't properly setting to the max rate if you held still for a while. So I'm going to make a very noticeable change to passive standing still MP, and slightly bumped up MP if all you're doing is walking or jumping. So overall, this should make it a bit easier. Oh, we listened to the song. That's fine, we'll listen to it again. This will make it a bit easier to get out of situations like running out of MP in Ulrock's room, or trying to climb the Ulrock's shaft, or trying to go up in scale. I don't even know what to call it. What do you call that area leading to Succubus, chat? I don't recall. Not the underground portion itself, but like the drop. But anyway, the infamous drop, the reverse drop, where you have to ascend and you feel absolutely horrible for not having gravity boots. That is another scenario where running out of MP kind of sucks. Caverns? Is it technically caverns? Even though it's not in, like, the cave portion? I guess it would be. I don't know. I always consider those different areas, yeah. I mean, like, eventually transitions, yeah. Well, essentially it's reverse caverns. The route to reverse caverns from the central place is there. So from that standpoint, one other change that I did to stop it from being as janky is I don't let you gravity jump off screen anymore. I was kind of like hesitant to change it for a while, but I'm like, nah, it needs to get changed. And then specifically for God's Child, he was complaining about the duplicator cooldown, so it has been basically removed. It's there for like, I don't know, like another 10 frames or so. It's not as bad. Originally it was like a 3-second cooldown or something like that. Now it's just like another 10 frames. No, well, maybe a little more than that. If you think about it, like 16 frames, I think. But it's nowhere near as much as like whole solid seconds. So it's still there. I might remove it. We'll see. So for now, I'm leaving it there for balance change purposes. I doubt I'll pick up a duplicator in the run to test this, but it's fine. One additional thing I did to try to remove a little bit of jank with the axe armor itself is the Bible subweapon. So the Bible subweapon is still a little weird, as is the rebound stone, but it's a little closer now. So I'm just saying that if for whatever reason you're able to touch the top or the bottom of the screen with the Bible, it should now move it so that it's on your head or in your feet temporarily, and that should stop the graphic from despawning. Weird things were kind of happening where like you could technically be in one area and then jump upwards, and technically like you would think your Y value would represent that like you're still in the same room, but there's something about the way it's coded in not all rooms but certain rooms where if you start going partially off screen, it resets your Y value to flip it. I don't know why they do it or why it's only certain rooms. I didn't bother to figure out if it's just rooms with transitions. I don't know. Listen, chat, SotN works in strange and mysterious ways sometimes, and how they track the Y value is just bonkers. Because you'll notice it tracks him throughout the entire room every other time, but if you start touching that screen transition, weird things happen, chat. Sometimes it'll be at like 500 something briefly, or it'll reset to like 128 because it's technically in the next room. It's bonkers, chat. It is no idea. So to try to reduce that, since I have control over when it moves, I'm just gonna force it to fall a little closer. I might need to apply it to more portions of the Bible sub-weapon, but it's gonna make it more consistent, which is the most important thing. So we'll see where it goes. We still have a couple passes, I think, on sub-weapons to remove all jank, but I think we're in a pretty good spot. So those are all the changes. We ended up covering quite a lot in detail verbally. But hopefully the written format helps a little bit. Oh, okay, chat. So now I gotta generate a seed, and I'm gonna gripe briefly. So you're gonna have to forgive me because there's gonna be a lot of saltiness, chat. I'm letting you know the salt is incoming. I am not happy with the changes that were made to the randomizer. Literally, as of today, at the time of the recording, 3 days ago, that accessibility patch is such garbage. I like the intent of things like the All Rocks change. I like the Scylla change. That Minotaur and Werewolf change is horrible. I hope it gets pulled, or they fix it on how it's done. It's ridiculous. If you have not seen it, I will not do it into maybe at the end of the stream we'll showcase it of like how messed up it gets. But yeah, essentially, like if I had to talk from a non-technical standpoint of what is happening, normally there's a bug in that room where wing smashing into that particular cutscene freaks it out. So what'll end up happening when you enter it with the accessibility patch on, which is something I have to make sure we uncheck, by the way, when we make a seed, or else it's not going to work correctly. It will like force shove you all the way to one side of the room, and then I think it puts you in state 9, which I think is the equivalency of getting big tossed / slammed, and that'll put you against the wall depending on where you are sometimes. and then your character will walk into the center of the room, and it is super jarring. It is like crazy jarring. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, what is going on? Because like you could be on the right side of the entrance and you'll literally zip like almost a room and a half in order to hit that far wall, and it goes like really fast. But it's also like super glitchy. Even in regular Alucard, like if you're holding a direction when that happens, you're able to like move around while you're in like the pose. Like normally Alucard faces Richter, right? Because he's having the conversation with Richter and he goes, ha 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 ha, like that little cutscene plays. But like he'll like face Richter, but he can walk during the cutscene sometimes, depending on how you hit it. It's really janky. It reminds me of like my axe armor jank, so I'm gonna call myself on that. But it's like, I don't think that should be in the randomizer. I'm just gonna say, like, I kind of want things that are more polished in there. Like, I respect that they're trying to fix the soft lock, but I really did not like the implementation. Maybe chat will give me their opinions if they tried it. It is very awkward. So try it, I would say, with a save state, with like Mist, Bat, walking into the room. If you do normal axe armor, you break the game, which is why I'm not playing with it. Also, specifically, by the way, because the distance it's supposed to shove you is not correct for axe armor. So you'll just be beyond an invisible wall. The cutscene will complete itself, but also not complete itself, and you can't enter the menu, and you can't fight the bosses. And if there's anything you need to do to go from the left side of the room to the right side of the room, it's impossible. So let's not play an impossible seed. I'm gonna uncheck that. I'm like, I don't mind sometimes having a challenge, but literally impossible is not on my the bingo sheet, as it were. I'm gonna call the seed no soft locks. I feel like that's only appropriate. So that's my salty tangent, chat. I was not very happy on Thursday to be informed of this, because I thought it was something related to like the known patch where somebody like wing smashed in, or maybe his axe armor, it was possible you went too fast into the cutscene room, which is fine. Like I could turn the speed off during the cutscene. I have full control over that if that was a thing. I don't think I really experienced it during testing, so I'm like, oh, maybe I missed something. Maybe I made a mistake, because, we're still cleaning it up, like, almost a year later. But it's like, no. No, this is new introduced jank. I do not like it. Now, I guess I could try the tournament mode setting. Apparently, it makes the shop relic free, and the open clock room statue is there the entire time versus on a cycle. I don't know how I feel about it. We'll give it a shot, I guess. On the plus side, you'll know if I'm making a tournament seed or not. Maybe. At least based off the shop. We're gonna go ahead and randomize. So I'm just gonna do guarded OG because that's gonna force me to always do Silver Ring and always do Spike Breaker. So I want to show it off as part of today's run anyway, just to ensure things are working as intended. So you're gonna have to bear with me if any of the other things are broken. I hope they're not. Because, not BizHawk. OBS does weird and mysterious things. Where can I find those patch notes? Let me link you to the latest. It's already live in terms of like on GitHub. I just need to pop you the link in the chat. Oh, do you mean the accessibility stuff? That's on SotN.io. So, yeah, just go to SotN.io. Like I'll literally put what's here from SotN.io. I'll just paste it. I don't really care. So as I said before, it's very new. It's very recent. I'm not a fan. I think the Olrox run and Scylla one, I haven't noticed any major issues, at least. It's not jarring. Yeah, I didn't notice any like gameplay difference. Like Minotaur and Werewolf is like actually a gameplay difference, and I really don't like it. So we'll see where it goes. So I will not play with it on. I mean, I'd love to not softlock at Scylla and Olrox. I fully respect that. I feel like the Olrox one is kind of out of your control and not fair. So I fully agree for tournaments. That stuff should, if it can be fixed, should be fixed. Like when it is not really super player related, or like going too fast in Scylla is a pretty dumb reason to softlock. Minotaur and Werewolf at least is like more manageable. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like the solution on the last one, at least. Chat can try it out for themselves, see what they think of it. I think they're probably going to update it in the next couple days, because I had asked people to either raise the issue or look into the issue. I've looked into it, and I'm like, I don't know how to solve arbitrary function addition in SotN. I'm like, I don't know the values well enough to go, oh, this 8014623 is pointing to the function to call an entity lookup. Like, I'm not comfortable enough with the base code to do that kind of stuff. When I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, I can't solve this issue. Other things I can figure out, like existing jank, I can figure out on my own. New jank, no thank you. Apparently our starting equipment is Holy Rod, Herald Shield, Goggles, Dark Armor, Blood Cloak, and Lapis Lazuli. Okay. Just give me 1 second, chat. We're gonna go ahead and copy this into the correct folder. Now, from the purposes of... Let me unpin this. So from the purposes of testing, I now have 2 copies of BizHawk. I have one I'm still reserving for when I want to demo Axe Armor in more detail. I haven't forgotten about it, I just haven't been feeling motivated to do it. And now I have a personal copy for testing specifically patches like this. So I don't have to have like a save state limitation, which is what I was starting to hit. Holding on to those other save states where I wanted to show like Succubus with no relics, or Death Skip with no relics, or how to go through the library with a single jump, etc, etc. So like, I want those save states to remain where they are, but from our testing purposes, they're not useful. Let's go ahead and change things, I suppose. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the seed I generated with the accessibility. Other than to say I was not thrilled. So for now, I'm just gonna say for people looking to try the seed, I will make a warning note in my patch notes after this. Do not run it with accessibility changes until further notice. You could technically skip Coliseum most of the time, maybe, depending on the seed type, but I don't think it's worth that kind of risk to just be completely dead in the water if something you need is there and you don't have mist. I mean, technically you could unequip Axe Armor, but kind of defeats the purpose of Axe Armor. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna go through here. And let's see if the game behaves itself. I'm gonna let it at least get to the menu, and then we'll pause the music. Boot it up fresh. I had the volume extremely low, if chat is curious. Let me do the volume first, then we'll switch the scene. I don't remember what volume it normally goes up to. I should have written it down. Oh well, I guess we'll find out together, chat. We'll give this thing a moment or two. Things are looking okay here. I'm gonna go ahead and save state here prior to the run in case something weird happens. We're gonna go ahead and launch the Tools. So I'm not going to play with Mayhem on. I just want to test Axe Armor for Axe Armor. Let's see how things go. Let me remove this. Gonna distract me. Okay. So this will be fun. I haven't touched the game outside of testing like library room and clock room. I have not really done a run. I blame you as our last seed. I blame me too. I'm gonna erase the file. I'm gonna name our file. Yeah, that feels appropriate. Actually, I'm gonna make sure I'm actually in Axe Armor before I go further, because I was testing stuff earlier. I'm gonna turn on Axe Armor only. That way I start with it. Hopefully that does not mess anything up. We'll find out. Normally I do it before I get to that intro. Let's see, chat. Test number 1. Can I change it mid-gameplay without messing up Richter? Oh. Hold on, he's got a debug thing on. I thought I got rid of that from my cheats. Hold on, chat. We're gonna have to restart. I don't want to... It's interesting you can see it. I'll show it off briefly. Like, if you crouch, you can see, like, where he's hitting and stuff like that. I don't want that during our run. That's gonna distract me. So let me close out and relaunch. There's a couple of ongoing side projects looking to either reverse engineer the game / decompile it, or looking through existing code to see like what things are hidden in the systems. And one of the things that I was looking at, I think just before the stream, was something related to hitboxes. But I gotta turn that off and then tell it to save. I just don't want to see that when I'm playing. I'm gonna find that extremely distracting. Like, it'll also help me in a way, but it'll also bother me in other ways. Oh, it did not like that at all. Try this again. There's one more change I'm gonna do. I don't know if it's gonna be before we go too much further, but essentially it's gonna make it so that opening the cheat menu does not make the game act weird like that. I just reset it rather than let it crash or do whatever it was gonna do. So I know the root cause of why it does that when I open up the cheat menu. It's kind of hard to avoid with Fireball specifically, but I can make other things like the Axe Armor checks not do that. That's straightforward enough. I just got to get something that properly counts when I'm adding things to the cheats, and then it should be good. Fireball's a little weird because sometimes the game itself will overwrite the entity list. So like technically my count would be accurate, but it got rid of it in general prior to that point. So when I go to remove it, it's confused. So I'll have to do like one additional step just to ensure that that doesn't happen. It's not like a huge deal. I'll just have to change how the check is made, that's all. But it's still gonna require time, which I don't want to do. Not yet, anyway. Oh my gosh, I actually got the correct location. You have no idea, chat. I forgot what the visual tell was. I'm letting you know. Alright, that's fine. Not quite the slot I wanted, but I'll take it. I think it's 5. Oh, you're in the middle? That's good. Oh my gosh, I wrecked him. I wrecked him, chat. 3-month hiatus? Did you see those stacks? Deleted him. I had terrible movement there, but he got deleted. That's all that matters, chat. I won the moral victory there. I'm telling you, like, I said it to Gons a while ago. He even gave me the shout out on his stream not that long ago, but putting in that little delay for Hydro Storm seems to just make it so consistent. Well, I am bright red. Well, let's see number 1. It did promise me the things I mentioned earlier. Okay. What did we get? Uncurse and Heart Refresh? Oh, almost vanilla, almost. Okay, so we're gonna go for some tech here. But I need to get through the wargs first. So I think using the grounded fireball there is preferred, just to get a little bit of XP. But I'm gonna need the rest of my MP for later. I'm gonna choose not to use it here in a second. Although I have Blood Cloak, I could take advantage of that if I wanted to. Oh, I can't do it, actually. Never mind. Waste of NP. Well, time to show off the stand still MP. Look at that regen, by the way, chat, when you hold still. See that? It's all part of my plan. That's not gonna work. I gotta do it, like, just right. Oh, it's not giving enough. Oh, I know what's happening. I know what's happening. You can take my items, because I messed it up. Hold on. I forgot. I showcased unintentionally another change. I could have made the jump if I did this. Oh, not if I do the attack. Why? Oh, that takes priority? Oh, I need to change that. Yeah, it should be doing this. If I'd done that, I might have been able to make it. It's a little tight, because you bonk your head. I'm gonna go for it one more time. Trying to figure out, like, the best angle to do this in. Maybe it's better to do it from here. I need, like, a setup, because you can, like, bonk your head, and that causes you to lose too much height. Maybe this is the setup? Something like this. To just come up here and then glide? Is this good enough? Oh, I keep forgetting. I need to hold R2. So, unfortunately, I learned how to do this by not using R2, which is one of the things I'm experimenting with. I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. I might revert it. So, like, normally what would happen is if I'm misting and holding a square, I get a speed up, but I required you to hold R2 specifically for the speed up. So my fingers are not trained to do that yet, since I just made that change not that long ago. So I gotta relearn how to play to some extent. Like, there I went too fast. Yes. This should work, right? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So if I line up with the doorway, that should be consistent every time. And if I need to wait a little bit, I'll just take the MP loss. Yeah, so you could death skip there, but you know what? We're gonna just play as though we didn't know that tech. Slash we didn't mess it up. I mean, I got Mournblade immediately. I mean, it's like... We're in a good position, chat. I think we're fine. Immediately getting missed. Interesting. You can see, like, if I let go of R2 there, I lose speed immediately. I'm gonna hold R2 here. We should still be at green meter. Here we are. So this is the transition I was talking about. I'm gonna go a little slow here for testing purposes. So I'm just gonna hold jump. Oops. That looked okay. We're also gonna test it from here. You see how I was able to touch the ceiling there? I wouldn't have been able to do that. That jump, the first one I did, would have been the same height as that second jump, which is obviously not correct. If I jump from a higher platform, I should get more height. Ooh, you can skip there with miss now. Chat, that's called a streamer secret. Shh, don't tell people you can do that check now with the jump fix. First ever miss skip there. Don't let people know, chat. Honestly, I have Mournblade. I don't know if I really need any other items. Like, I could probably beat the game like this. Fine. Library card randomly, even though I skipped like 3 million checks. Nice. Oh, look at that double hit from Mournblade. Mournblade is so good on this Axe Armor build. Actually, you know what? I didn't check to see with Mist if that's enough height to make that jump. We should probably test it, since this is not going to be like a serious race or anything. I just want to know. With Mist, is this good enough? Oh, it is. So you can even shortcut that with Mist. Interesting. So you gotta ask yourself questions of, like, you have to break your mindset of how things work. I just, like... Oh, look at that double hit, chat. Look at that 6 setup. Get wrecked. Okay, that setup is never gonna change. I hope you appreciated that. That stun lock is real. So, one thing that people, I think, will not know if they do Axe Armor. So, like, normally if you jump up here, you're like, man, I can't reach that with Mist. And I'm like, you're wrong. You could reach it, I think, without Mist. You just need MP. So if you don't burn a lot of MP getting here, which is what I was doing on purpose, you hold momentum. Look at that. Easy, easy check. And now we got gas clouds, so our Mist costs less. I don't know how to fit more text in that tooltip, but that gas cloud does a lot for you. But anyway, we're pretty much good to go. I don't even feel like saving. That's how you know how good I feel about the run so far, chat. I'm just not even gonna bother saving. Anyway, we're gonna pump our arm, because now I want to take advantage of momentum. I teched a little early there. I deserve that. Almost Survival 2. Well, I mean, if I get Duplicator, maybe it'll be fun. There we go. Showed off the tech while getting some XP. Mostly this character just wants to level a little bit, because you actually want a lot of in. And also, thanks to Mornblade, I'm one-shotting these things. That's always nice. I could fly a little bit more. I do have the MP, but right now I don't have anything that makes like this movement particularly fast. I do have Gas Cloud though to showcase. That's okay damage. Oh, we just got regen hearts. Nice. So yeah, I think I know the setup going forward. I could risk the in the doorway setup, but it is just way too easy to bonk. If I could learn where to, or how collision is done in the game, like what address range that is, I would love to make his collision box a little smaller. So this is open always, because we're in tournament mode, if chat is curious. That jump is still a little weird, but that's not anything related to the coding. Our jump just happens to cut out there most of the time. Now, if I had gravity boots, I would have been able to showcase that. That would have been fine, but it's gonna keep attacking. I should probably check 3 things here. If I get another weapon, I get more damage. I'm looking for another weapon, actually. You know, like what weapon would go well with Mornblade? Just a Chrysogrim. Wow. Now we call that the privileged life right there. Hope you enjoyed it. That was quite something. Imagine your first check is just Chrysogrim. Okay. I could take this check. There we go. Look at that. The drive-by hit all the targets. I ran out of juice with the flight mode, awkwardly. Actually, I still don't need to save. Oh, yeah, see, I wouldn't have been able to make that jump either. I was curious from there if you could get there with Miss, but the answer is no. So the jump fix seems to be working. I mean, I'm not noticing any kind of weird kludginess. I'm gonna skip taking the warp up there since the clock room is always open now. And I feel like I had seen a video somewhat recently talking about how that's not really a time save to go up there and come back. So I'm gonna follow that one piece of advice to not do that, because I should be routing back here anyway for other things. Shouldn't really matter. Anyway, I guess I could fly a little bit. Without a bat, you won't see me do a lot of glide tech. You'll see me prefer to attack. Although we do have Gas Cloud at least to kill targets. I mostly just want XP and items, if able. We're gonna power pump our way this way. I'm doing the little boost there to avoid too much slowdown, so that will make it ultimately faster than gliding. Gliding will gradually get stronger as you get further and further into the game. Actually, I want to showcase one thing. Go back up slightly. Hadn't been paying attention. Also, that respawns for some reason. I can actually just do a neutral jump there to make that jump. I thought I had one more segment of room to go through. We were going too fast, Chad. I got lost where I was in that corridor. So, stored momentum is kind of interesting. Can I make this with just Mist? Let's find out. Oh, it's so close. Hold on. If I do it at max, Is this skippable? Oh, it's like barely not makeable. Wow, that's painful. Well, I guess we're gonna go fight Doppel. Chat, that hurt the soul right there. Witnessing that miss by like pixels. At least now we know. Or maybe if you get like the frame perfect jump and you waste 0 momentum, maybe it's possible to make, but didn't look like it. Alright, chat, you want to have the strategy for dealing with Doppel? Step 1, press triangle. Step 2, press triangle again. Step 3, press triangle again. Step 4, win the match. And the best part, chat, is if I hold still, look at all that MP I just regened. So I can bully him all day. I'm gonna take the life up on this. Dop should also get axe armor? Maybe. You know what? We'll greed for this check. I don't even need it. We'll greed for it. It's there. Now, this movement is kind of tricky. It requires like a mix of alternating zigzags, and I'm not very warmed up at the moment. It should look something like that if you're maintaining momentum properly. So what I'm doing is holding forward and R2 / the momentum button. What that does is it builds momentum. It's actually faster to build momentum by not attacking, but it makes you move slower. There's a trade-off there. But once you do attack, you'll get thrust forward faster than normal by a little bit. And you could use that to do super jumps. Now that's a Cubozoe. I actually consider that almost a mandatory relic. If you have terrible equipment, that will save you a lot of time. As a reminder, sub-weapons are good. Also as a reminder, that room is also kind of jank. We're just resetting the elevator here, don't worry about it. The reason you want to pick this up, it gives you regen hearts, and sub-weapons are strong. So even if you don't have a sub-weapon, like I don't have any sub-weapons, I could just burn it while going in this room to get 76-ish MP. Because I have gas cloud, so I could do something like this, chat. So you can see it how much I'm losing MP based off the heart count. So I literally did not consume a single point of MP during that flight. And while I'm picking up other things, I'll still be regenerating those hearts. Now we didn't really find any syllables, but the relic should be free if it's a relic. Nose Devil. I'm undecided, chat. I might have the familiar cards actually do something to your stats and rebalance spells a little bit more. Oh, did you like that jump, by the way? As I said before, I'm kind of on autopilot a little bit, but essentially what you want to do is just build momentum, press jump, let go of a direction, and you'll get a jump like that. So without using the faceplant button at all and saving your MP, basically just be full MP the whole time. Okay, let's find out. Okay, I can't faceplant, I can't jump.
In this.
Excellent, we got Jewel of Open. I only have 200 gold, but it doesn't hurt to take a look. I don't see anything too crazy here. I don't think I'll come back here. Yeah, I don't see anything worth me coming back.
Farewell for now.
If there was like a Barda or like a Ring of Ares, I would have picked it up. Let's do this check. So I'm gonna showcase one thing while we're here. I need a big open place so chat can see it a little easier. So we're gonna go ahead and kill these. So see how I'm able to slide back and forth pretty quickly? I'm gonna show you what happens when you let go of R2 now. See how fast that was and how responsive it is? So if you just want to have more control over the character, it's there now. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough mistype. So yeah, it should be a bit easier to control the character with controlled R2. Obviously, the trade-off is once you let go, it's a commit. So there's quite a lot of button pressing going on. It's just kind of behind the scenes. This is a room I don't really care about. We're just gonna go ahead and sit on them and fly through. It's fine, chat. This is working as intended. Oh, there we go. Do a little hop, skip, and a jump there. Almost killed him. I ran out of MP by a little bit. I'm gonna hold still. For life gain, but also that MP regen. Okay, I got enough for the Biscate. It's a small time loss because I got a little sloppy with my button presses there. But look how much MP I have to fly through that now. As I said before, I punish MP costs if you hold boost. So it does drain fairly quickly. But you could see that if you hold still just for like little points, if you could find those points where you have to wait anyway, I definitely recommend just not moving at all if you're anywhere not full on MP. Because it ends up being a big MP save. Getting bodied by Fleaman. And see that? Because I saved MP by holding still, I was able to get through that room faster. Let's do the axe armor trick. So if you tap up close to the save point but not directly centered, you can actually heal yourself. As an FYI. I think I checked everything here. So I have library card if I want to come back. I could do keep or do keep later. I don't really think this far ahead in the routing. I'll probably go Jewel. Probably do Jewel and then collect Silver Ring later and go up to keep. That's my gameplay. What indeed. Yeah, one other thing too, you can faceplant on the ground. You can see if you hold the boost button, it is a safe way to clear, but look how much MP that costs. Alright, Gas Cloud's actually able to kill those Diplos. So I would say it's been improved. Originally that would not have happened. We're gonna conserve some MP. As I mentioned before, if you're not attacking, you gain MP a little faster. However, you should always be attacking if you're speedrunning the game. If you're playing more casual, then you just have access to a ton of MP. I don't know why I made this check. I don't need anything. I don't even need money. It's like, I just want an accessory, I guess. I don't even necessarily need armor. I'm just looking for damage. Oh, a first surf weapon. Excellent. I prefer axe over the other one. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I prefer the Axe Lord Armor Axe. I was about to say, was that another Chrysogram? It was a Heaven's Sword. I got baited. Look at that little hop. Anyway. Actually, I'm gonna... You know what? We're gonna commit. I'm not gonna save it. So... I have to tell my fingers to remember the buttons. So we're gonna go for it. You ready, chat? There we go. It was a little awkward. I was feeling nervous there. I hit up by accident slightly. But you can make that jump. I'll check the other items on the way back, maybe. Yeah, don't need those. So yeah, you can do all sorts of little skips if you know about the speed boost. But again, it requires MP. So if you're using MP to go through the castle, like you're playing a very bat-heavy seed, for example, where your movement speed with flight will be faster than ground speed, that'll be a bit tricky for you. However, if you got some... Oops, slightly mistimed it. Thank you, Axe, for double hitting. And this is why we took it over the other weapon choice. Thank you for the double hit. We're gonna collect our gold. Is it gold ring? Gold ring. These later. Actually, I don't know if that's strength pill. Let's learn, chat. Is this smart or oh, it's luck? Never mind. A strength booster would actually be kind of interesting. I'm just looking for sub weapons. I honestly don't remember where they spawn. We're gonna learn together, chat. Other than there's two right at the entrance, or maybe that's just luck. Not looking for anything there. Okay. Well, if I need to get more MP back, I could consume my hearts. It's not a bad idea. I'm gonna fast fall here. It's slightly faster than just doing normal fall. In particular, if I could do that. I don't have Merman, so I'm just gonna make sure not to do that. Anyway. If I miss the other fireball, just do that. It's not a big deal. Since I want to avoid the soft lock, I'm gonna go over here. I got time. Oh, strength potion. That's what I want for Dracula. Awesome. There we go. That went about as expected. So, if you make good use of your spells, bosses should die fairly quickly, as long as you have, like, okay stats, I guess. So we've been making sure to kill things on the way here, so I have enough max MP. I'm gonna go ahead and fly through that. I don't feel like doing that room normally. Oh, I actually did the proper jump there. Congratulations. I'm gonna take some hearts. I think if I should be able to make it back and forth with this much MP, this should be fun. What is that? Is that a shield or oh, it's a stone mouse? Oh, that's fine. I just like to glide through this section. There's a little too much platforming. It is possible to do this without doing glide, but I don't super recommend it. I recommend saving your MP here, though. That's money. I don't want money. If I fall at any point, chat, I'm in big trouble, by the way, because I don't have a way back up. Oh, I just drop-kicked him. GG. Alright, we're gonna make sure I have MP and I make that distance. I feel nervous genuinely about that jump, even though it is free. So we can see the bridge automatically opens just by getting close enough. Axe Armor can't push switches for whatever reason, so it kind of is what it is. So I guess we'll just keep going. I'll do one actual save here. We'll see what happens. That ice fireball, put in the work, chat. Double damage. Welcome back, Calvisham. So again, it's better just to wait a little bit rather than moving there, because you get slightly more MP. Not like a huge amount. Probably overall you might get 3 extra MP. But if you're looking to like penny pinch, it will help. Because it is the difference between you getting like 2 MP while waiting versus 5 per second, potentially. So it does make a difference. I don't ever need to come back here, so we're just gonna commit. I have all I need to do the bat check. I'm sorry, is that a Osafune or a Yatsutsuna? Hold on, we're gonna go double check that real quick. Don't mind me. What is this? Game, please. Seriously? Cavern is Sojang, chat. It is Osafune. Okay. Well, I have I have my Dracula killer, I guess. Got everything I need here. Boop, boop, boop. Let's just keep going. I'm gonna make a real save here, because I could, in theory, die, I guess. Doing, quote-unquote, blind bat. Mist is good enough, I think, for me to do this check. I need at least Mist or Leapstone to do this check. I actually prefer Leapstone over Mist for it, but this should still be good enough. I'm just gonna kill these, throw them my way. Okay. Do I remember what the room looks like is the bigger question. Okay, it's a good sign. Got what the room looks like. I forgot, chat. I forgot. I genuinely, like, is it like... There's like, I couldn't tell if I was in the indent or not. There's like a little part you can get stuck in. I just haven't done this in so long. So like I got over the first hump. I avoided going into, there's like a little ledge you can land on. But from the standpoint of the final part, I just need to faceplant, double jump without hitting the overhang or the thing on the right. And I couldn't tell what my visual cue was. I'm gonna go for a different setup so I could see it, because as I said before, I just don't remember what the room looks like where the actual platform ends. Oops, not what I wanted. Go this way. I should be able to get it this try. I'm gonna go for a slightly different setup. I need to make sure I land so I can see if I clip onto the floor or not. So we're gonna do something like this. Okay, so I'm definitely past the wall now. I'm gonna land. That seems kind of far down. I'm gonna jump. I think that was the setup, but I fell. Game, please. I'm not in the right position anymore. I had the setup, but now I don't have the setup. This is why I don't like Mist for it. Like, I can get through this room. It's just brutal. It's very brutal to do that blind. So what'll happen if you have Leapstone, you have more leniency on how you get over that hump. So it's not as bad. Now, I know this is Spike Breaker guaranteed, so I'm gonna collect it. Just have to not die. I'll take a safety heal if I got something. As well. That should be good enough. I mostly just want to make sure I don't bonk. I'll take the Osafune for now. I just want something with high damage as I go through here to guarantee the kill. What I could also do for healing is pop my sub-weapon like this, if I'm ever that scared, and also get healing that way. Just wanted to show you, it could be useful. Anyway. Oh, I got cross. I'll take that over dagger. So yeah, for having not done blind bat ever, I still have yet to blind bat. I feel like I went through that room okay. It's just, as I said before, there's like this little lip. So like the setup is when you go over this jump, you basically want to feel if you hit here, you slide off, you go against the wall, you slide down, and you got to jump straight up. If you're even a little off, which is what was happening before, I was hitting my head on this spike. And if I go too far forward, I'll bonk on this spike on the way forward. So it has to be like a straight vertical slide. So like you would have to do something like this and recognize you're not moving. And you double jump into this. That would be the setup. But again, I haven't done it in several months. And on top of that, I don't do blind bat normally. But anyway, that would be your visual cue. It's actually a little risky to damage boost with this. I'm gonna swap weapons, because I actually just need the defense. Oh, I got moonstones. I realized I got 2 of them. I saw I got 1. I tried to jump over that. I face planted by accident. Anyway, we're gonna damage boost on those enemies. I'm gonna conserve my MP. I need quite a lot for the boss. I'll get MP on the way out, I think. Okay, good level up timing, actually. We're gonna go straight for the boss. So I have cross, so this should do a decent amount. So I'm just gonna stack a million hits on this boss, hopefully. Oops, I bonked. Fine now. Mid-air fireball is also not a bad strategy. Game, please. His hitbox is kind of weird if they're inside you slightly. Yeah, cross is pretty good for this fight. So even if I don't have Leapstone for the boss, I at least have other ways to get around it. So we'll refill our MP here, but I'll hold still specifically here, just to get a little extra. Okay. Fill your card, brutal. I could library card, but I think I actually just want to go back to the cave entrance. I'm just gonna go all the way back. The reason I want to do that, I didn't check beyond the waterfall, and we still don't have flight somehow. Kind of weird. Hopefully it's not in keep. That would actually be very annoying if this upcoming check isn't there. Otherwise, I'll just circle around and... I don't know. Actually, I didn't get the library check either. I guess it could force me to use the library card. I did not want to collect that rebound stone. That kind of sucks. Rebound stone would have been useful on all rocks, but I don't want it on any of the upcoming bosses. Just thinking. I guess I'm just banking on it being at the end of the caves. Okay, damage boost. I've only had this scenario happen a couple of times where I got this deep and didn't get at least Leap Stone. Okay, damage boost up there. Damage boost through you. Yeah, like if I'm gonna die to something, it's gonna be from that like spike room. That's why I made that save. So I think I'm past the part where I'm probably ever gonna die again. Shouldn't die. If this check is nothing, I'm gonna be forced to use the library card. I'm really hoping it is not nothing. I don't ever have to come back here, so there's no reason for me to get the warp. Although climbing out of here without double jump is still, or not double jump, without leap stone is still kind of annoying. You can see, not the fastest thing ever, but I need to make that check. I'm really hoping it's flight, so I don't have to go around the world. I don't want to do keep as intended. I'll put it that way. But fortunately, I don't have a reason to come back here. This would be like the only reason for me to use the library card in like an X armor run. Most of the time you could kind of get all the checks that you need. Otherwise, like the only thing I have left is clock, keep, and all rocks. And all rocks needs flight. We're gonna hope, chat, that this check down here is flight. If it's bad, I could do entrance. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to make sure to grab the warp on the way out. I'll take Power of Sire. Looks like a janky handheld game, to be honest. You mean SotN in general? Or Axe Armor doing Axe Armor things? We're just gonna glide. Water does slow your momentum slightly, so I want to get out of here if I'm able to. Oh. Chow, what a relief. What a relief. It was technically a routing error, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta believe bad is at the bottom of a waterfall. You just gotta feel like the game would do that to you. What a relief. No idea, chat. It would have been like such a waste of time going back for entrance. Because we have to check it for a Vlad relic. Hold on. Family is calling me. Weirdly. It's like really early. 1 second. Apologies for pausing the run. Sorry about that, chat. Anyway, we're back. Now we're gonna hold the miss button with bat, and you should notice I'm moving much faster. Once you get bat and missed, generally it is kind of worth using flight a bit more than normal movement. Oh, not a good relic. That's okay. We're gonna land a little bit, conserve some MP. Hidden room toggled? Oh, that's true. In the hidden room. Shield potion and hamburger. Fun. Since I had wolf and I had that room will open. That's a pretty quick item check for Axe Armor. Looks like it's late GBA, early DS graphics with higher resolution. I don't have any comments towards it. I mean, it's pixel art. We're gonna go ahead and jump over here. So normally, if you're doing a standard route, this is where you would go back and collect everything, but this is just going back to... Actually, hold on. I know what I should do instead. Hold on. We're gonna take Forbidden, because all I need to do is get to the clock room. I actually have a legit reason to use this, because it's very easy to get the other checks. So anyway, I guess I could save time by taking this route, rather than go through everything else. There I let go of the speed boost button, just so I could navigate upwards a bit easier. There we go. Jumping animation, the axe armor. Yeah, he doesn't have any animation. Even the normal game is like that. I don't know why. Alright, we're gonna get our kills on the way up. It's fine. I'm gonna burn all my hearts for MP, because I don't need it on all rocks with this setup. I'll regen a little bit over time as well. I'll go ahead and wedge myself in there. In fact, what I'm gonna do... It's actually faster to jump than it is to glide upwards. And it is very fast to gravity boots instead. Another familiar. Unfortunate. Yeah, axe armor is very unfinished. I could have checked the items up there, but I think I'm good. I have like Osafune and whatever. I have more than enough DPS for Dracula. So I just have to not get hit, which is fine. We could do that. I did pick up the heart relic along with Cuba Zoe, so my heart count should restore to like, if I had to guess, probably around 15. No, not 15. Around 20, because there's 2 of them by the time I get to all rocks. So I'll get a couple rebounds if I really need them. But spoilers, I don't really need them. Not quite enough to kill, but it did do damage. Good to see that. I'll do these checks. So I'm going to hold the bat button by itself, which is faster than face planning. Once you face plan, it's a commit. You have to land in order to get out of the animation. You can cancel it, depending on how you land. How badly do I need MP? I don't think that badly. Should be good. I'll save a little bit here by landing early. Okay, I'm gonna land as soon as possible, get that MP going. Hold on. Not the right weapon. There we go. I was like, why am I not double hitting? Double hitting stun locks all rocks. Doesn't stun big all rocks though. But fortunately, Osafune dumb, so we're fine. I'm gonna go back to Great Sword just for dash damage, so that way I don't damage boost, I just kill. I'm gonna hold still here rather than go to the top, because again, that's more MP. So that's fun. Yeah, you automatically land there. I had a feeling it didn't matter. Okay, we got extra defense, which is good, because I'm using Osafune, which lowers our defense. And we're gonna go ahead and zip on out of there. I'm gonna let go of the bat button to get through that gap, otherwise you can't do that. I'm gonna fast fall, and then we're just gonna keep on going. Crystal Cloak? Sure, I'll put that on for visuals. I sacrificed the other sub-weapon to refill my hearts, which I... Double Vlad, nice. Which I could then convert into MP if I'm desperate. Right now I don't, like, need it, but I might need it soon. In fact, I'm gonna use it here. Just to make sure I have enough for Mistgate and stuff like that. Give myself more opportunities to regen hearts. I'm gonna face plant here, just because it makes me invincible. I could fly up and hug the right wall, which might be slightly faster overall. But, because I'm gliding already, I could just do this. So close. If you don't touch the floor, I think you can escape the room before the cutscene finishes. Anyway, this is why I needed the MP, by the way, chat. It's this area. Super recommended. And we get to get these kills. Do that, I got a free item, thanks to Gas Cloud. Thanks, Gas Cloud. Alucard mail normally would have been kind of good. A little useless in this run, but it is what it is. Oh, hold on. I'll be using Osafune for bosses. The stun lock is more what I'm looking for versus the DPS. I remember not doing werewolf, so I know I had to collect that. So anyway, I'm gonna just attack out of this room because I want to get some MP back. I'm gonna use the MP here to climb up. Kill the crow real quick. I'm gonna attack through this hallway as well to save some MP. This is a pretty MP intensive portion of the checks, so I need to go very high up in the air. So I realized, I think I made a mistake. Chat probably knows what the mistake is. I forgot to grab the warp from All Rocks, so I could go back and check Holy Glasses. That's fine. We'll go back from one of our checks. That's what happens when you don't run for a while. Like, you go through the list and you're like, oh, that should have been an earlier step in the routing. I skipped it earlier. I mentioned skipping it and taking it later, and then I didn't do it. I will take that Dragon Helm, though. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take that. We're gonna go take advantage of our MP. No relics, and the other one was a familiar. No reward, chat. Brutal. Well, we're 3 Glad Relics in. We just gotta go back and get Holy Glasses. Again, Gas Cloud seems to be hitting targets at like a reasonable rate. So yeah, unfortunately, this is where you would just zip down. You can see almost directly south of me is the room I should have been at. I still have to make a check on the far side. I think I'm just gonna make this check then. I was contemplating if I wanted to skip the other check, because I would have to rotate through... Oh, I don't even have library. Oh, that's brutal. Damn. Double miss. I was gonna just warp to library, do that check, and then go from there. That's a double miss on my part. My brain forgot where the boss was. This door. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and do the... we'll do a reverse clock to go get that one check. Not efficient, but it's fine. We gotta work with when we forget warps. That'll be a lesson for next time I play. You can see because I got the Great Sword out, I'm able to do just enough damage to kill those. Actually, you know what? I do want that over Dagger. Dagger's okay. Dagger is like, if the boss has low defense, it's really good. If the boss has high defense, it's not really that great. Unfortunately, Shaft and Dracula, defense is a little high. A little teeny tiny bit. I guess I could make this item check in Greed. I really wanted to. There's Gravity Boots. I mean, that'll make certain things easier at least. It's a small time save relic. If that was a familiar card, I would have been completely sad, chat. You have no idea. It would have been so atrocious. Anyway, I guess the towers all messed it up. So we're gonna showcase just momentum, canceling off the edge. Thought about if I wanted to do doppel checks again, but I'm like, nah. Don't need to know what the X armor has. Alright, I'm gonna fly through this room. Since we know our gas cloud damage is apparently strong enough to kill these. And given I have a lot of speed, the base damage is fairly good. I almost fell in that gap. That would have been terrible. Again, we're just getting item checks. The gas cloud actually kind of useful for if you're low on items, both for killing bosses and just getting random items. Here's the plus side, chat. If we go ahead and equip these, and then if we wait in the middle, look at our MP while we wait, by the way, chat. This is also one of the big buffs to holding still. Watch the MP. It's basically like I went to a save room. I think Jack could agree. It was basically like I did that. So I now have more than enough MP to escape this room, and my heart count looking pretty good for a boss. Over 70 for Richter. Unfortunately, we didn't find Bible. Yeah, like look at that. I'm literally at full. Because we were forced to wait. I guess on the plus side, we don't have to wait for the clock cycle. So what I should do is something like this. I think from the game using the elevator, it might trigger the MP regen. It doesn't count you as moving in a traditional sense, so I know you should get at least a boosted rate. So yeah, now we have enough to go to the warp that's up here. And because I skipped library, I guess I technically saved some time, at least on that warp. So all I have is Richter warp. I don't think I missed a check. Pretty sure that was a full clear of castle. A gravity jump there. Take the damage boost twice. Again, I'm just saving up MP so I don't have to top up at the save room. Game, please. Will take me to entrance, which I don't care about. I could have checked the entrance item, but I don't want to. Feeling pretty good. That should be the Richter one because it's a lion. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and gravity jump to the top. Zigzag slightly. I could check the items up there. I'll check this item. You've been waiting for me? Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and Holy Glass this him. Oh, that actually hit me from there? That's crazy. What was the hitbox on that spell? That was pretty good. I didn't get the double hit, but I didn't feel like from a time perspective it was worth swapping. I could have saved like maybe another second and a half, but the time it would have taken me to menu, I feel like it would have been neutral there. However, I think going forward, I'm gonna swap into it. He's gonna do his little jump and fail. That's fine. Just it's fine. Just crouch down. While crouching, I don't think you get the full regen rate, but you still get a better regen rate. So again, transitions like this where you're forced to hold still will end up giving you more overall MP than before. That's why I was saying the run should feel a little less MP tight. So I don't know if I need to adjust anything to make it more challenging. I guess we'll see. We'll do bat. I think a good fireball into an axe should be good enough here. Oh, not enough damage apparently. I was only off by 2 hits, really? Well, that's unfortunate. Alright, since I burned a lot of MP because I whiffed the first spell, I'm gonna hold still. Life max. Brutal. Okay. I fortunately have the heart, so I know I'm immune to the tombstones up ahead. I'm gonna go real slow here. Don't have a reason to take that warp, so I'm not going to. Let's regen a little bit of MP by attacking. Oh, I'm sorry, was that Holy Water? We're gonna reset the room specifically for Holy Water. So because there's so many sub-weapons in that hallway, look how much I restocked my stats without needing to go to a save room. And I got Holy Water. Oh my gosh, what a hallway. Hallway of dreams. Maxed MP, maxed hearts. You don't need a save room. Get out of here. Right, chat? That was my save room. We're good. Oh, and it even kills the balloon pods consistently. What a great feeling. Anyway, Medusa, I'd prefer you to die. So anyway, that's why I took the Holy Water. If you had any questions as to why I got excited when I saw that. So again, even if you have if you have a sub-weapon that's just okay, you can trade them off. Also, I love killing the Panthers here. I call that the level up hallway. I almost always get a level up playing through there. Anyway. 4 level ups, nice. Again, that's just more stats for our spells. What a beautiful feeling. I gotta be a little careful here. I'm going kind of slow. Let me gravity jump. Showcase, I can't fully go off screen there. I hit like an invisible ceiling is essentially what happened there. So we have more than enough MP for Akmadon. Spoilers, we don't really need to use Fireball. I mean, we could. I could hit up and fire to do fire damage, but I think Holy Water is just gonna kill him by itself, to be honest. We're just gonna go this way. Item's not really worth it. We're gonna slide on in. And fortunately, because he's got a little bit of a timer, when we hold still here, waiting for him... Yeah. It didn't matter if I fireballed or not. The Holy Water damage is so high. It's basically his weaknesses. I removed, I think, fire out of the normal Holy Water, but it's still busted. Anyway, we're gonna hold still, as I said before. I want that MP. Hard. So we just need 2 Glad Relics, but we're making pretty good progress. I still have basically max hearts. So if I need to while flying to get more MP, I can essentially get 93 MP because I have Gas Cloud. If you don't have Gas Cloud, half the number of hearts you have, and that's how much MP you'll get. I'll do this check. Sure, we got full healed. I'm gonna land. That way I can start gravity jumping. Just showcasing I can't go off screen. We should probably grab this warp. It would be good to grab a warp at some point, I feel. We'll take this one. I'm gonna choose to damage boost this, so that way I don't have to go to the save room for MP. That's the right call. Yeah. This should be enough MP to win. He should never hit you if you're consistent in that room, so I wasn't worried. Okay, we're gonna glide real quick. I'm gonna let go of the bat button, and we're in. We could beat the boss with this much. This should basically just be like an instant dunk on whatever spawns here. Yeah, they're just dead. There's nothing. He like just stood outside the range. That's so unfortunate. That Holy Water is actually a problem. Is he seriously zoning the Holy Water? What a jerk. Guess I'll just kill Scylla or Sypha. Oh, now you walk into it. Thanks, jerk. What a jerk, chat. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, that seems about right. I probably, for safety reasons, want to take not the save, but the MP. Because if something goes wrong, it could go pretty wrong. I did not get the quick save. The slope makes it a bit weird to get into. Yeah, we're still not saving the game. Chat, we're committing. Yeah, the reason I won it is that this corridor sucks. Electorial. Doing well. I'm gonna zigzag a little bit just to keep our speed up, but also move upwards. I think this is good enough. Hold Bean Dagger, sure. We're gonna attack through here. I should have Jewel. I'm forced to do it as part of Guarded OG. I don't have to have that, oh no, I went the wrong way moment. Holy Water has a very interesting property where if you throw it and then go upwards, funny things happen. And it kills Beelzebub instantly. Oh, chat. I hope you're seeing the wondrous ways of Holy Water there. Yeah, he got melted, chat. It's gone. This is gone. I removed some of my hearts as I was spellcasting while flying a little bit, but now I don't have to go to the save, so I'm kind of okay with this. I'm not gonna see bosses for a little bit. This should be fun. I was gonna say, I'm hoping for a big heart. I just need like 20 hearts. Should be good enough. Holy Water has 16, but most of the time you'll get like 8 to 9 in between different areas. Okay, we're gonna just... We're gonna respect the Bitterfly. Alright, now where do I want to go? I guess I'll do... I don't need to make that save room. I guess we could do our normal split save. Unfortunately, because I consumed the hearts earlier, I can skip that save. Guess we can do the normal save split strategy, I guess. Going off the power of flight. You won't see me release momentum often. I released it there just to make sure I didn't have weird, goofy movement. Let's see, chat. Is creature actually anything? I need 2 Vlad relics. There are, what, 5 total checks left? I don't think I missed anything. First castle's done. We haven't done Death, Galamoth, Doppel, whatever reverse Merman is called, and creature. So I got a 2 in 5 chance of picking the right one. Anyway, we're gonna do our little Superman glide. I would highly recommend, if you have Bat Flight, to just fly through this room. This room is quite atrocious to do without that. Don't recommend. We're just having fun, chat. Get a little MP by not using it there. We got enough hearts to Holy Water. That's all that matters. Oh, he's like slightly out of range. Oh, there we go. We had to bait him into it a little bit, chat, with some Scream Manips. There we go. Bait him? Wow. 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 Creature was nothing as always. Not rewarded. Well, I guess I'll save split to the other location. Just roll your eyes, chat. Creature's never worth it, apparently. Whatever. I guess, is this gonna be a full castle clear? Is last relic a Galamoth? I mean, we're not making bad in-game time, despite me forgetting a warp. Remember, I forgot the warp. That added like almost 2 minutes. Because I couldn't just go from the bottom of the Olrox climb to get the known location of Holy Glasses, since we're in guarded OG. Showcasing I can't go out of bounds there. Holy Water is actually not good in this fight. I want a really strong single hit. I'm gonna actually re-equip the Great Sword for this fight. Now, if you do a dash attack with Wolf Relics, you do more damage than normal, and since you can only hit him once, this is probably the best method of damaging him. If it crits at all, it saves so much time. Anyway, back to Osafune. We're basically like sweeping the floor. That's basically what happened, chat. We're just sweeping away. We got enough hearts to kill Death. There's even a heart refresh there if I really need it. In fact, I think we got one at the beginning of the game, but I lost it. Wow! Is it seriously Death Galamoth for the end? Wow, okay. Full clear, here it comes. Oh, no, I didn't make this check yet. It could still be Galamoth. Is this one at least something? Question mark? Well, I gotta be careful. It's better to go high than low with Axe Armor. Touching the floor kills your speed. But like, if something like that happens, it's not completely terrible. Okay. It's a little better. I might restock MP by going back to the save room. This is kind of draining to do. And that's very hard to get through his Axe Armor. Once I learn how to shrink his collision a little bit, that'll be much easier. Otherwise, like, when he's standing upright, that's what I'm basically trying to navigate through there instead of, like, when he's tilted. Instead, I just get tilted. One day, chat, it'll make that particular room, like, actually doable. But for now. Let's get some things. Don't tilt, something like that. Oh, that triple hit on him is nasty. Gas Cloud almost enough to kill by itself. And we're gonna gravity jump, so we're invincible. And we're gonna fly on in. We're gonna say hi to Death here. So once Death holds still, it's basically GG. So whenever you want to stop moving, Death, just let me know. Let me know. Seriously? Oh no. There we go. Chat, what an idiot. Will I die or will you die, Death? Think about that one. Got him, chat. Yeah, let's hold still, get MP. I'm gonna need it for the climb. Oh my god, it really is a Galamoth seed. That's brutal. Okay, well, we gotta start recovering some hearts. Or if I find another sub-weapon. If I get Claw, I mean, Holy Glasses are really, really good against Galamoth, to be fair. Or Holy... Water, I meant. But, it's like we're doing the full thing, chat. Oops, let's not do this. A little wide. We'll do normal flight, I think, here. A little more control over him. There we go. Trying to navigate him up that little passageway is always interesting. So, I'm gonna really hope for some hearts, because I was really hoping it was not Galamoth. I actually don't have enough for Galamoth. That might be okay. This is probably okay. 2 Holy Waters plus spell damage might be enough. It should be enough. We do have a good weapon, so I'm not as worried about that. That's how I know the check is working. Nice. So we're gonna use the rest of our MP to just skip this entire area if able. Fire any of these sub-weapons. What the? Uh-oh. How did I do that? Did I go through the floor? What happened there? That's a bug for later. Let's go fix ourselves real quick. Oh, am I? Oh, no, I need the real rewind. Ooh, that's interesting. How did that happen? I like almost clipped through the floor. Ignore the twice. It's because the other one didn't go through. Interesting. I guess I fast fell and went through the floor. I think that's what happened there.
Something we weren't supposed to.
Yeah, you saw something you weren't supposed to. I think I just clipped through the floor. It's interesting. I guess it's thin enough that it's possible. I've never tried it before. Again, we have ways to save the run, so it's not like the run is over. We just have an inconvenient backtrack. Alright, we're gonna make a save here for the future. Because I wanna do that again. Because what I can do, chat, is specifically in this room, I can reduce the speed when you're close to the floor. So we're gonna make another save here. Actually, I'm gonna make a save in this room specifically. 1 second. That way I can come back. Okay. Just checking to make sure it works. I guess we'll do something like this. Ooh, that doesn't do a lot of damage. We're doing a lot less than I thought. Do I not have the right item equipped? Oh, I do. Interesting. Well, we'll wait it out a little bit then. It's not doing a ton of damage, so this might actually take a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and face plant our way through there. There we go. Not enough to use Holy Water, but just a little bit. I'm gonna hold still and actually regen some MP while we're waiting. Perfect. Oh, we got a little lucky there. We would have been in trouble normally. As you can see, he's pretty tanky. We got through him eventually. I can't believe we actually had to do Galamoth there. And you can see why I collected the hearts. I was worried if something weird happened, we wouldn't have enough damage. So yeah, okay. So it's possible to clip through some floors in this game if you go fast enough. I fixed that for the clock tower. I apparently need to do that in that room. I've literally never seen that before. Oh, no, it's actually in Merman? I wasn't thinking about that. Oh, no. There was one check we skipped in First Castle. Oh, no. I totally forgot. That is horrendous. That is actually just terrible. I know, chat. Big oof. Wow. Big oof. I forgot. Well, good thing we had a library card from earlier. That would have been pretty heinous otherwise. I still have keep. I think this is fine. I could recover my MP, but I think the arm pumps are good enough for now. So our goal is just to regen a lot of hearts for the shaft fight. Or if I get a solid alternate to the Holy Water. Holy Water is probably one of the better ones, but I think Axe is also good enough. I'd rather have Axe with full hearts than Holy Water with no hearts. There we go. We damage boosted into the base plant. There we go. Keep on flying. Forget if I asked earlier, but hope you're doing well, Toriel. Go through here. Just have a happy little flight. Wait, my brain forgot where things were. My bad. I don't know why I thought it was on the left side just then. That's what happens when you don't play SotN for a while. My bad. Don't need the clock room. We need the reverse or regular caverns. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And actually, we managed to pick up a second sub-weapon, so this is fine. I'm now at full hearts. I'll take Holy Water again. Listen, chat, sometimes it's gotta do the little bits of sacrifice, and then you're fine. Oh. I would scream too, Frozen Shade. This is our last check. Brutal. I guess I'll duck. Just to showcase. Like, see how, like, he's able to get under that? I want Axe Armor to be able to do this, but I haven't figured out where his collision is. I'd literally just copy the crouch. For the most part. Might make it slightly taller than crouch when you fly. But not by much. Anyway, we're just gonna enjoy a little happy boat ride. Regenning MP most of the time. Right now it's set to 0 hearts and 0 MP because I don't want you using Alucard spells. Can't be a filthy cheater in your Axe Armor run. Gross. Actually going back here. So gross. Anyway, time to do this, but with flight. Slightly too high on the ceiling. I actually got through that narrow passageway. 1 out of the 3. I guess I'll take it. Yeah, I think it's a little better just to rhythmically press the gravity jump. Saves a little MP. Wow. What, chat, that could, give him a pay raise. He got me like 5 frames I was gonna be there, and then I would have just moved on. What a pro. He earned his keep. I just have to make sure not to burn more MP. Knowing that there's that many sub-weapons there, I could technically consume a sub-weapon, burn the hearts, reconsume a sub-weapon. If I really wanted to, but we're gonna be stocking up on MP soon enough anyway. It really matters. I'm gonna cancel my flight by landing on that platform. I'm gonna save our MP by just normal attacking up here. I don't want to fly through this corridor anyway. We should have enough to go through the blade room. Damage boost, and then fly to Richter fight room. Castle key. Damage boost. And as I said before, I barely took any warps because I forgot them. So it should go pretty much to where I need it to go. We're looking for the lion. That is the lion. We're at the right one. And full clear. Brutal. I was gonna say, I didn't normally think Guarded OG had this much quote-unquote complexity / logic to it. The fact I actually needed Merman all the way in reverse just to come back, that was gross. Right, chat? That was actually just gross. Just roll your eyes, chat. Galamoth required, it's not even the final check. So at least we're gonna come through here. I'm gonna glide all the way up here. Serve a little bit of MP because I need it just to get to the clock room. Then we're gonna save. Mostly not for safety reasons, but I just want the MP. Okay, I did get this check right. Okay, I'm just making sure. Like I skipped a whole lot of warps, but hey, we're getting there. Yeah, we'll experiment with the floor a bit more. I'm just gonna grab the room coordinates of it and just lower the speed. I have like a safety list, I just gotta map the coordinates. We should be good to go. Oof. I don't have enough to show the zigzag tech through this room. We'll just go. This is also what I call the desperation candles. If you are dead out of MP or hearts, more often than not, I've always found a sub-weapon in that hallway. So if you have literally nothing to fight Dracula, I will check all the candles there. Sometimes this is a sub-weapon on the side there. So fortunately, due to the standstill MP regen buff, look at our MP. We should always have enough to fly up here. It was pretty much on purpose to make sure that if the game forces you to wait a while, it's kind of like a mini break. So now players could decide from a routing perspective, do they just go full crazy and go straight for Shaft without saving? Because now you actually have MP for it. As you can see, we recovered half our gauge. Because of how long that cutscene is. I'm still gonna do a full save though. The Shaft shouldn't be too bad. I think the trick with Shaft, if you didn't take the save there, if you just hug the far left wall and wait a little bit and then fly, you'll maximize the MP and you'll be in the right position for Shaft. Again, you want to find opportunities where you can hold still as much as possible in order to get that MP. So you could like slide over here, for example, and then wait. Just what I'm gonna do. That's doing some decent damage. Good placement on the Holy Water. What a clean kill, chat. What a bonus Moonstones do for intelligence. Man, we got lucky there. Moonstone was such a great accessory pickup. I told you, chat, that's all we needed. Just a couple accessories. You can also hold still during this cutscene. You'll notice you'll get a decent amount of MP back as well. It's just to make sure so Dracula isn't like completely horrendous. But anyway, Dracula should just basically be GG. In fact, I might be able to just kill him straight up with just Holy Water. Depends on how much it does here. Yeah, I think I'll do it. Oh, do I not have Osip? I do have Osipune. I accidentally consumed Holy Water there. That was a misplay. It's fine though. Should be almost done with him. Speaking of which, I have a strength potion somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I really need to learn how to sort things in this game. I guess I could try Chrysogrim. See some damage differences into Saber. What is our highest damage ult weapon? Holy Sword's pretty up there. Oh, it's Mornblade. GG. Apparently I didn't need it. I was closer than I thought. Anyway, I think every boss fight was mostly clean. I sacrificed my weapon there by accident. It wasn't like a mod issue. I just sacrificed it because I forgot it was still in the air. So, player issue there. But hey, every boss was pretty clean. I did okay on Blind Bat, despite not having done it in a while. So that was our one death.
So you made it.
Otherwise, we barely saved.
I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry.
You should apologize,
You had to
Victor.
fight your own father.
How dare you make me full clear
Fear
this
not.
castle?
I had
How
my
dare
own
you?
reasons for destroying him.
It went from what
It
probably
must have
could have
been
been like
painful
an
for you.
hour seed, maybe, because it was still pretty much a
But you
full
must
clear,
always remember
to
that
probably
the
like an hour
only
15
thing
if I had to
necessary
guess.
For evil to triumph
We did
is
also
for
take a
good
break,
men to do
so I can't just
nothing.
look at the stream time recording
understand.
from how long that run took.
Alucard, what will you
'Cause it was
do
an hour
now?
50 with patch notes
The
and a
blood that
2-minute
flows in my
pause.
veins is cursed.
So yeah, it's probably like
Would
an
be
hour
best
20
for
due
this
to the
world
full
if
clear.
I were to disappear forever.
And also
I
the random
see.
soft lock.
Farewell.
So not
Will
one of
not
our better
meet
seed
again.
completions in general, but I feel like I showcased a lot of what they can do at least.
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
No, it's best this way.
I know.
I can't ease his torment.
How dare they, Otaku?
Someday,
Hope you're doing well.
perhaps, we will meet again. And on that day, maybe.
I see.
Enjoy
go.
enjoy the credits, chat.
Everyone's
I'll be right
waiting for
back.
us.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Just like the wind, I've always been drifting high up in the sky that never ends. Through thick and thin, I always win, 'cause I will fight both life and death to save a friend. I face my destiny every day I live, and the best of me is all I have to give. Just like the sun, when my day's done. Sometimes I don't like the person I've become. Is the enemy within or 1,000 men? Should I walk the path my words so bad I have? There's someone testing me every day I live. Well, the best in me is all I have to give. I can't pretend. I am the wind. And I don't know if I will pass this way again. All things must end.
Okay, chat, I am back. Aku Custom Link says, just waiting for Switch to charge so I can get on the Lego Star Wars. Hopefully that ends up being fun. Can't say I've played a Lego game before, but I've seen people play them. Out of curiosity, when we save, what time was that save? All of that, and it was only an hour and 7 minutes in-game time? I'm pretty sure the real-life time was much more than that. Given that that was a literal full clear, I'm kind of surprised that is anything other than, like... I would expect the in-game time was going to be, like, an hour 16. Like, I know we cut out Creature, but, like, even if you add, like, 3 minutes, it's still not an hour 20. Huh. Okay. I mean, it's it's not quite our super speed seed where we cleared it in 51. In fact, this might not even be the fastest time on it because I did another save. I think our fastest was like 50, 45 or something like that in game time. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's not the Mayhem 2-hour clear, so I think I'm fine with it. We beat the Calvisium speed time, sort of. We cleared more than the Calvisium seed for sure. Tell by the percentages. Oh, okay, so let us, I guess, make another save here, because it doesn't really matter. Let's go back and investigate the shenanigans that happened here. What happened? So I did indeed fall through the floor. Apparently, it's just that brick that is, like, raised is not where the floor is, so the floor is not deep enough to stop me from flipping. So yeah, we just zipped out of this world. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna log the room. This is gonna be, the floor is very thin, apparently. It might only literally be, if you see how there's, like, a single line of bricks at the bottom and one on top. I think the one on top, so literally just 2 bricks tall, is the only thing preventing me from flipping out of bounds in the center of this room. So what I'm gonna do is just say, in this room, we'll put a safety check. That way that doesn't happen. I mean, like, if you hit it anything other than dead center, I don't think you clip out. Like, for example, if I were to do this. Well, that wasn't the fast fall I was looking for. Yeah, see, like, if I even hit it, like, slightly off center, it doesn't do it. It had to literally be dead center. In fact, look how inconsistent it is when just trying to do it again. Yeah, you have to be, like, going towards the cross. I always like to think of this room as, like, this, like, a weird kind of face room. Like, the lamps look like eyes, and the little cross looks like a nose, and it's got, like, that big old mouth at the bottom where the floor is. That's what I think of when I see this room. So there's some magic pixel or set of pixels near the bottom of the screen, directly below the cross where you'll clip out. Everything else will keep you in bounds. So that's fine. We'll make the needed check, I would say. Otherwise, did we encounter any other bugs or glitches? No. Everything seemed to be working as intended. As I said before, I'm willing to do some damage passes for balance reasons. I do think... Yeah, you can actually see my MP is draining because I'm still in faceplant. That's funny. But from the perspective of, like, the gameplay, maintaining jump momentum let me get a couple checks I normally wouldn't, which could be a big advantage, I would say, in the future races. I feel like holding still to get MP means that I was more willing to get risky plays. Like, think about, like, how little I saved in this run, or even just went near the save point in general, compared to, like, some of the other runs that we've done. I think I hard saved the game maybe 3 times, and 2 of them were for safety reasons. Actually, no, I take that back. All 3 of them were for safety reasons. It was the drag fight, creature check, the save split, and spike room. Otherwise, I skipped every save in the game. So once I get more comfortable with the general gameplay of Castlevania, I don't need to save for the blind bat. And Dracula, I probably didn't need to save. I probably could have just tapped to restore MP. But even then, I didn't really need the MP. So we'll see where it goes. Maybe I'll go a full no save clear of Axe Armor next time I go to play. But I think I've gained enough data. So what do I feel worked? What do I feel didn't work? I guess we'll chat about it a little bit. From the standpoint of the notes, I think everything seemed to be working. I didn't like clip out with the or not the axe sword. I didn't do anything weird with the librarian. It seemed to be behaving as expected. Jumps seem better. I'm contemplating if I want to buff the, or not buff, well technically it's a nerf. Technically if I want to up the MP costs of doing the speed boost. It is there, it's more subdued. It was probably more noticeable in the beginning how fast it drained me because Gas Cloud basically halves the rate that it drains. So it's still like, it still adds a little to the MP, but it might be like just a touch low, we'll see. I'll leave it as is for now because at least there's a drain effect. I think it is somewhat countered though by not using MP in the transitions. As I said before, you were losing a lot of MP between those transitions, so I think the time it takes for you to do those and the new MP loss kind of balances it out, but it's in a way that makes a bit more sense. Otherwise, I think I'm pretty happy with the build. I'm just gonna do one additional check specifically for this. If it's a quick fix, I'll test it on stream. I got like another 30 minutes or so before I have to go. Unfortunately, I don't think there's going to be any PSO today. I have stuff I have to do soonish. Let me think. From a standpoint of what we need to do here, let me close this so we don't hear the music. Let's listen to, say, Curse of the Moon for a little bit. I'm just going to do some code research. What did I call it in the code? Again, I haven't looked at some of the portions of the code in quite a while. Would it be... Did I call it dive kick or drop? Maybe I called it drop kick. Did not call it drop kick. What did I call it? There's something specific. There's something specific like when you go to drop down, you get a bonus to the... Oh, maybe I can look it up by the bonus of the timer. Yeah, I called it Disable Fast Fall Room. And I could just... it's not the cleanest of fixes, but at least it'll stop you from clipping out of bounds. I might have to tune that room specifically down a little more than the other one. We'll see. It's kind of a weird scenario where, like, I don't mind you fast falling in any other part of the room. Just only specifically that point. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on the fix either. Call this reverse Galamoth hallway to boss. I don't know what to call that specific room. So I think we should be able to test the fix. So because I closed the tools, I should be able to see from the logs what room I was in when that happened. Let's learn together, chat. Where is that in the memory? Is... The room is 42. Oh, but I clipped out of bounds. Will it be in 12 or 13? Because when you go... The Y coordinates are inversed, so... Oh, you know what it is? Oh, I see what happened. So the room is 12. Okay, so the debug actually told me what I needed to know. So the room is 12. So above me would be 11, below me is 13. It said I'm in room 13, which makes sense because I clipped out of bounds. So if I do 42, 12, that should be good enough. And we'll just retest. So fortunately, that's a pretty easy fix. I already put in a system to detect it. Just that this room specifically might need an adjustment to make it a bit more clean. But at least you can't soft lock. That's the important thing after this change. I doubt many people fast fall in that room. In fact, I don't think many people even fast fall in general when they play it, because it's not a big speed increase. Forgot where I'm... There we go. We're gonna see if I grab the right room coordinates or if I need to shift them. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the music since I just made a build. And let's go test the fix. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I put like a... Sometimes I put like little developer comments what the moves are called. I should probably name it Dropkick, because I've called it Dropkick before, but I didn't call it Dropkick in the comments. Let's go back. Boot it up, and hopefully we will not see ourselves clip in and out of existence. Nope. Alright, let me grab a clean log from here. Maybe it's confused what room I'm in. We're gonna log it again. I'm gonna close out. So there's still something weird. You can see like I could just phase out of existence at will there. Something is still not right. Let's check the logs. Was it really confused where I was? Is it possible I fell further than I should have been? Or did I forget a value? Let's 42. I'll ban it in both rooms. I guess there's no real downside to how that feels. So I'm just gonna shift the coordinates slightly. It probably was capturing when I fell like ridiculously out of bounds. So now that I was on the surface, this should be the right room. We're gonna boot it up again. Again, fortunately, it's just as simple as just plugging in the coordinates, because I have a fix already for this. Go to here. Okay. Oh yeah, so you can see I'm holding the fast fall, and that's as fast as I can fall. Like, I can actually... Yeah, so... As I said before, it might be a little overkill. So is fast fall still enabled here? It is. In a weird way, that actually helps me. Yeah, because then I can force myself into the room there. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense. Now, with manual flight, can I go fast enough to clip through the floor? It's weird I don't clip through these floors, though. Do you know what I mean? Like, you would have think that they would be consistent, but I guess this one's, like, slightly lower than normal. Alright, so even with the flight, I'm not able to do that. So it's not super ideal, I would say. I can't slide along the floor to the other room, but I can soft lock. So I'll take that as a small victory, chat. I can refine it a little more in another patch for, like, literally this specific room, because most of the time when you can clip through the floor, you're roughly dead center in the room, or at least you're in, like, a corner where it's not really noticeable, the difference. I guess what I can say is for the fast fall, if I want to touch it in the future, I can slightly up the speed it goes to, but not allow it to be as fast as the normal fast fall, if that makes sense. I'll think about it. Again, there's a couple of ways I could deal with it. I'd rather just have the fix. This is like one really specific room. I'll make a note. I guess if I had to theory craft what I should do, I can have an alternative for some of the rooms, not all of the rooms, but some of the rooms to have a faster faceplant value. That way you still at least descend a little bit. And that should be fine. I'll just update the current patch notes to say, I'll say temporary fix to disable fast fall in hallway in front of Olrock's save room, I guess is what I'm just going to update the notes to be. And yeah, easy fix. We can refine it, I think, in the next patch. But I just want to make sure if people race it, it's not something that's going to cause them to have to use like a rewind or something like that. And given that I didn't really clip out of bounds doing anything else, I didn't see any glitches with bosses, our damage looked okay. I mean, we got really good weapons early, and then we got double moonstone with the scaling, and we were forced to pick up every bat relic, and we were like level 40. So we had like every right to just kind of walk over the bosses, given that we were pretty strongly geared, especially for int, which is what I was doing towards the end. So again, I'm a little hesitant to touch the damage, but I could do something really small, like familiars might. I might remove like 1 or 2 base scaling or some ratio scaling to require you to pick up the familiars for spells. 'Cause I feel like that kind of makes sense. That like picking up demon might give you more spell damage, for example. So I'll work it out, and we'll probably discuss what makes the most sense when we get to that point. And that'll help curb, I think, some of the damage of some of the Uber weapons. Keep in mind, too, that Holy Water is probably still slightly overtuned, even though I did nerf it. In my defense, I left it completely untouched for at least a patch. And then 2 patches later, it got a slight ratio nerf, but it's still really good. As we saw, it is a lot weaker on Galamoth, so it has some weaknesses, chat. It isn't just literally the best thing ever. It's still really good, but it did decent damage on Dracula. I think the thing is just Dracula is just so big, and Shaft, if you know where to aim it, it's really good. So there's still risk reward where if you place it improperly, it is just kind of like a useless sub-weapon. But I still think maybe just a tiny bit of damage needs to be removed. Like just like a 0.05 intelligence ratio or something like that. So that way it just removes like 2 or 3 base damage total, given that we had like 50 something in. So just not like a major nerf or anything. It's close. I think Holy Water should be good, given it costs 16. And as you saw, if you don't really pick up too many heart pickups and you level up, you know, we had 136 hearts, so I could use Holy Water less than 10 times total. So we were purposely stocking it up, and we were also purposely saving it. So we kind of built or played around the weakness. So I think that's fair for the most part. But anyway, chat, let's go back to chatting. Oh, you can see the logs briefly. Yeah, I had it output where we needed to go. So I think we'll push this build again to GitHub before I head out. So for people looking to try it, it should have this fast fall fix. But otherwise, looking pretty solid. Hopefully you found it entertaining. I think we'll do a couple runs in the future, but I was in like hardcore coding mode, and that meant like pure focus. Something like Mayhem or Axe Armor is not something you could just casually pick up for 30 minutes and then come back to like a week later. You really got to finish your train of thought with these things. So I just wanted to make sure that anything that was observed that was even potentially an issue is addressed. So we'll see where it goes. Yeah, see, we were at an hour mark in-game when we got to Galamoth. What nonsense, chat. I think the time, if it was at death, we would have been at the Drax save room around the same time. Dumb. It is what it is. So, yeah, we'll release the patch. It'll be 1.15. I did correctly update the stream scene to have 1.15. I sometimes forget that. But unfortunately, chat, I think I do have to go. I have to get ready for plans with family. So I guess for now, we're at the point in the video or the VOD I'm sure many of you are familiar with, and that is saying goodbye to YouTube. If you watch this point of the video and the VOD, thank you for watching. I hope you found this semi-informative, even though I was kind of tired, and at least gave you an idea of what skips were possible. In particular, making sure you do those early relic checks can save you so much time and give you such an advantage over players that do not know how to do such things. That has a little bit of routing consideration to do. But from our standpoint, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you again next time.